Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nakram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Government introduces 15-ton per axle limit for trucks to protect roads and bridges. The government and police team up to ensure safer driving and smoother traffic across the new Gov't River Bridge. The National Insurance Scheme expanded its digital reach, with nearly half of pensioners now receiving payments via bank accounts. And efforts are on the way to restore and upgrade the historic roundhouse at the Kingston Seawall as part of a wider plan to beautify Georgetown and promote public use of waterfront spaces. Truck drivers in Ghana will now have to adhere to a 15-ton per axle limit on bridges and roads. This is according to an announcement made by Minister of Public Works Juan Edgil. Speaking during a press conference at his Rights Lane office yesterday, Edgil explained that this newly government-approved regulation is aimed at protecting road users and preserving the country's infrastructure.
The regulations have been approved at Cabinet, and I'm in the course of putting it into order. 15 tons per axle, and that is the weight we are allowing on bridges and roads across the country. We are going to be putting down the, we call them weigh and motion scales, and we are procuring 1,000 truck clamps that will be given to the Ghana Police Force. When you're caught with overweight, it's not just a ticket. We're clamping you, and you're going to stay there until you discharge your weight.
The minister also stressed the importance of truck drivers keeping their tailgates closed to prevent accidents and protect other road users.
You can speak to the issue of traveling without covering, locking the tailgate, dropping of slush on the road. It's dangerous when people try to make money and they don't think about those who are coming behind or those who have to use the road. We got to be considerate, man. And that's why I'm saying we have a new bridge. It provides us all for an opportunity. It's 10 past 3 in the afternoon. Let us all sit up in our offices, the businesses, and said, you know what? Ghana is coming of age. We are modernizing. Let's get a new culture.
This announcement to enforce strict truck weight limits across the country to protect roads and bridges comes at the heels of the commissioning of the Gov't River Bridge on Sunday. The bridge, designed for heavier traffic, is a cornerstone of the government's infrastructure modernization program. The Ministry of Home Affairs has launched its new e-service platform for immigration support, a major step in Ghana's digital transformation agenda. The online system allows citizens and non-nationals to complete a wide range of immigration services, including visa applications, extensions, amendments, cancellations, and transfers, all from the comfort of their devices. Officials say the new platform eliminates the need for in-person visits and long lines, while improving efficiency, accessibility, and transparency in how services are delivered. This move is part of the government's broader plan to digitize public services across multiple sectors, with the goal of cutting red tape, saving time, and strengthening accountability. The initiative also supports Ghana's long-term vision for a smarter, more connected public sector, where technology helps drive innovation and better governance. With the new immigration e-services now live, the Ministry of Home Affairs says this is just the beginning of a more convenient and citizen-focused approach to government service delivery. The government of Ghana and the Ghana Police Force have launched a joint initiative to ensure safer road use and manage the heavy traffic now using the new Gov't River Bridge. The 4-lane bridge, commissioned on Sunday, spans 2.8 kilometers across the Demerara River. It replaces the aging harbor bridge after nearly 5 decades, marking one of the country's most significant infrastructure upgrades. Public Works Minister Juan Edgil says early congestion on the western approach has eased after 2 lanes were opened, but he's urging drivers to remain cautious as final works continue.
We're asking for responsible behavior. The approach road to the old Demerara River Bridge at a northern carriageway.
He also reminded motorists that the new approach road is about 1.5 meters higher than before, making it vital to observe road signs and follow the new roundabout system. Traffic Chief Senior Superintendent Mahendra Singh added that police will be out in full force to enforce traffic laws.
The motorist population understand that for every action of yours that is not contextualized to be lawful, and the points will be proven, you can and will be charged or ticketed and placed before a court of law.
Meanwhile, the Grove to Diamond section of the East Bank Demerara Highway is now fully open to 4 lanes, bringing long-awaited relief for daily commuters.
I can tell the nation that the Ministry of Public Works the Traffic and Maintenance Department of the Ministry, the Guyana Police Force, has done a countrywide survey, and we are at tender for the acquisition of traffic lights on Heroes Highway, on Region 3, Region 4, Region 2, across the country. The intersections that require signalized junctions have been identified, and we are at the procurement stage for traffic lights.
Both projects are part of the government's push to modernize Ghana's road network and improve national connectivity. Authorities continue to urge care, caution, and courtesy on the roadways. Businessman Azuri Mohammed has broken his silence following U.S. indictments against him and his father, but stopped short of addressing the charges directly. The indictments filed in Florida accuse the two men of wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering connected to gold exports and a luxury car import. In a written statement, Mohammed said there were legal constraints on what he could say about the case. He used his statement to accuse the governing People's Progressive Party Civic of advancing what he called a sustained narrative aimed at discrediting his family. He described the situation as political and tactic meant to create fear. Mohammed also pointed his party win's recent success, securing 16 parliamentary seats after just 3 months of campaigning, and accused the government of delaying the opposition's swearing in. He further alleged the administration misused $300,000 in public funds to hire a lobbying firm to marginalize political opponents. Mohammed ended by thanking his supporters and reaffirming his commitment to the people, focusing on his political role rather than U.S. legal proceedings. When returned, the national insurance scheme goes digital with faster, easier pension payments. Health officials urge women to use free breast cancer screening services. And Georgetown's historic roundhouse gets a new lease on life.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Gov't Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Gov't's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Welcome back. Thousands of pensioners are now receiving NIS payments directly into their bank accounts. The National Insurance Scheme NIS is ramping up its digital services, with 20,000 pensioners now receiving payments directly into their bank accounts. Speaking at NIS's 56th anniversary at the Artichang Convention Center, Senior Minister with Responsibility for Finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, said the milestone marks real progress in service delivery, but urged the scheme to go forward in digitizing its operations.
All of these people expect, appropriately so, they expect that their contributions will be accurately recorded and reflected in their contribution statement, and they expect that they will get their benefits on time when they are legally entitled to those benefits.
Dr. Singh also noted that active contributors to the scheme have grown from 184,000 in 2020 to over 253,000 in 2025, stressing the need for more citizen-focused, technology-driven services. NIS Board Chairman Ramesh Prasad praised the progress, but called for faster digitization.
We cannot come to work every day and accept the status quo and accept that this is how we have been doing it for the last 40, 50 years. But we must challenge ourselves so that we can improve the manner in which we serve the general public. Now, we exist in an environment that almost all of you in this room are capable of going online to inquire of various types of information that you require.
Prasad also praised the scheme for reducing the number of outstanding claims from nearly 15,000 6 years ago to under 2,000 today, while multi-processing has risen from 5,000 to more than 20,000. General Manager Holly Greaves added that the NIS remains resilient and is strengthening its systems to meet the needs of a modern digital Guyana. With breast cancer remaining the leading cause of cancer-related deaths among Guyanese women, health officials are again urging women to take advantage of free screening services at regional hospitals. At the launch of Pinktober, Chronic Disease Coordinator within the Ministry of Health, Danelli Dre Paul, encouraged women to prioritize their health by scheduling regular checkups and screenings. She stressed that early detection can save lives, as many cancers can be treated successfully when found early.
We need to emphasize on early detection, as I said, the Ministry of Health, in the year 2025, we have introduced 4 mammograms in 4 different regions, regions 2, 6, 9, and 10. So I'm urging everyone to access our services. We notice that the uptake is very low right now. I guess it's because that we're not aware that the services are there. So I'm telling you now, you could visit your regional hospitals and you could have these services free of cost.
Drapal also outlined a number of initiatives which the ministry has been working on.
We're also working on other initiatives whereby we're doing trainings with healthcare workers. In June, we developed a breast cancer strategy. Soon there will be a launch for that, so just look out for that. And we've also been supporting other organizations, survivors. So if it is that you're having a problem, you could visit our department and we will see how best we could assist you.
The Cancer Institute of Ghana reports that breast cancer accounted for over 17% of cancer-related deaths last year and 30% of all diagnosed cases. In observance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Institute is offering free mammograms, medical consultations, and clinical breast exams throughout October. The historic roundhouse at the Kingston Seawall is set for major upgrades as part of the Georgetown Beautification Project. Housing and Water Minister Colin Crowell and Minister within the Ministry, Vanessa Ben, visited the site on Monday to discuss plans to enhance its appeal and functionality. The 19th century landmark will see extensive landscaping, new garbage bins, and the construction of modern washroom facilities, all aimed at improving comfort and cleanliness for visitors. The initiative is part of a wider collaboration among the Ministries of Housing and Public Works and the Office of the First Lady. Also present were officials from the Central Housing and Planning Authority, including Head of Enforcement and Compliance, Nigel Hoppy, and Director of Projects and Public Affairs, Ravin Singh. The project's goal is to preserve the roundhouse's historic and cultural value while encouraging more public engagement along Georgetown's waterfront. When we come back, a police constable faces rape charges. St. John the Baptist Primary claims a dominant 10-0 victory in Pee Wee football. And England's Heather Knight leads her team to a 10th World Cup win.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Night News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. A 19-year-old police constable has been remanded to prison after being charged with alleged rape of a minor. Police said the accused Erwin Gentle of Supanam, Essequibo Coast, was charged on October 6 by an officer from the Gender-Based Violence Unit. He appeared before Magistrate Tamika Clark at the Friendship Magistrates Court, where the charge, rape of a child under 16, was read to him. Gentle was not required to plead and has been remanded pending further proceedings. The case has been adjourned to October 27 for the presentation of protection statements. According to police, the charges stem from an allegation involving a 14-year-old girl. The investigation remains ongoing. In sports, St. John the Baptist Primary delivered a stunning performance on Saturday, crushing Ansgrove Primary 10-0 at the Ministry of Education ground in the second weekend of the court's Pee Wee football tournament. Neymar Edwards led the attack with a hat-trick, while Aaron Christian netted 6 goals. Alex Pearson added 1 to seal the emphatic win. In the opening match, Charity Primary defeated St. Aloysius Primary 6-0, thanks to hat-tricks from Troy Buston and Adam Holmes. Patara Primary secured a 3-1 win over Smith Memorial, with Lamont Telemag scoring twice and Marek Timmerman once. Derek Holder got Smith Memorial's only goal. Odd results saw Agatash beat Clonbrook 5-0. GIA upset St. Stephen's 3-0, the North topped St. Pius 2-0, and North Georgian edged Good Fortune 2-0. Win for Garden slipped past Redeemer 1-0, while West Rumveld hammered Sophia 5-0. The tournament continues on October 11th at the Ministry of Education ground. England's Heather Knight produced a gritty, unbeaten 7-9 to lead her team to a tense 4-wicket victory over Bangladesh, maintaining a perfect start to the Women's World Cup in Gov't. Chasing 179 on a challenging pitch, England stumbled to 78 for 5 and then 103 for 6 as Bangladesh's spinners caused trouble. but Knight steadied the innings, adding an unbroken 79-run partnership with Charlie Dean, who scored 27, guiding England to victory in the 47th over. Bangladesh's Marufa Akhtar had earlier removed both openers while swinging deliveries, while Fahim Khatun led a strong bowling effort, taking 3 for 16. England spinners had set up the win, sharing 9 wickets as Bangladesh were dismissed for 178. Sophie Ecclestone started with 3 for 24, while Dean, Lindsay Smith and Alice Kapsi each took 2. Bangladesh's Sabana Mustari scored 60, with Rabia Khan adding a quick-fire 43. England next faced Sri Lanka in Colombo on Saturday. Still ahead, Brazil considers free public transport. U.S. travelers face flight delays from the government shutdown. And Hamas and Israel hold 10 ceasefire talks on the Gaza war's 2nd anniversary. Welcome back. Brazil is studying a plan to eliminate public transportation fares nationwide. Brazil's finance minister, Fernando Haddad, has confirmed that the government is studying a plan to eliminate public transportation fares nationwide. Speaking on a government radio program, Haddad said the review was ordered by President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who sees public transport as a key issue for workers. The proposal, which surfaced in media reports last week, has stirred market concerns about potential fiscal loosening ahead of next year's elections. Haddad added that the government is also pushing Congress to approve a measure on investment income taxation, expected to raise nearly $4 billion next year. He also touched on Brazil-U.S. relations, saying Lula and President Donald Trump have agreed to turn the page on recent trade tensions. Haddad expressed confidence in Lula's negotiation strategy will help ease the 50% tariffs on Brazilian goods soon. In international news, travelers across the U.S. are feeling the effects of the ongoing government shutdown, as air traffic control staffing shortages cause flight delays nationwide. A dozen Federal Aviation Administration facilities reported shortages yesterday, with major airports, including Newark and Denver, seeing average delays of nearly an hour. Some flights were held up for as long as 2.5 hours, particularly at Hollywood Burbank Airport, which had no air traffic controllers for over 5 hours. During a press conference in Newark, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said some controllers are calling in sick due to concerns over working without pay, warning disruptions could worsen until the government reopens.
We're tracking sick calls, sick leave, and have we had a slight tick up in sick calls? Yes. And then you'll see delays that come from that, right? Because again, our priority, I want to see your flight not be delayed. I don't want you canceled, but our priorities are safety. And so if we have additional sick calls, we will reduce the flow consistent with a rate that's safe for the American people. So we've got a slight tick ups, and they've been in certain areas, and we are managing that.
Long-standing staffing shortages, slow hiring, and lengthy training times make the system fragile. The FAA says it slows traffic into some airports when staffing is low to ensure safety, directing travelers to check real-time flight updates online. Nick Daniels of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association called for an end to the shutdown, stressing that controllers need to focus fully on aviation safety. The shutdown, which began on October 1st, is in its 7th day. Finally this evening, today, October 7th, marks 2 years since the war in Gaza began, and Hamas says it is willing to end the war based on U.S. President Trump's plan, but insists on a set of conditions. The announcement made today signals that indirect talks with Israel and Egypt could be difficult and lengthy. This morning, Trump also expressed optimism about progress, saying a U.S. team has left to join negotiations. The talks come nearly 2 years after Hamas attack in Israel, which killed 1,200 people and left 251 hostages in Gaza. Hamas demands a full Israeli withdrawal, a permanent ceasefire, and a reconstruction plan under a Palestinian body, while Israel insists to group disarm, conditions that remain far apart. U.S. officials are focusing first on halting the fighting and negotiating the release of hostages. Meanwhile, violence continues. Residents in Khan Yunis and Gaza City reported Israeli attacks, while rockets fired from Gaza set off air raid sirens in southern Israel. Tens of thousands of Palestinians have died, and hostages remain in Gaza. On a related note, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni said today that she and two of her ministers were reported to the International Criminal Court for alleged complicity in genocide linked to Israel's Gaza offensive. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.